just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who wants to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. We'll talk a little boxing this evening. You know, and I just get a couple things out of my mind before I get into the program. Might not be a long one, but another stakes in the ground conversation nevertheless, and we'll see what may arise, because it's fight week with Beterbiev and Bivol, and a lot of people are acting like Dmitry Bivol is a true underdog. And I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'm thinking this is as close as a 50-50, a flip a coin, aka a pick'em fight that we can actually get. So I'm wondering. You know, I gotta play around and see, because I think my music ain't doing its thing. I don't hear it, man. Let me see. Yeah, I don't even hear my music. There we go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta have my instrumentals, man. I'm a music junkie. Body Work. Salute Cookie Monster. Crystal clear. Thank you. I appreciate that, Cookie Monster. But and going back, man, you know, I'm always forced to reevaluate where I'm at when it comes to boxing YouTube and what my message is, and checking over my stuff and seeing if I'm playing well with others and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And my strive for perfection. I know it's always gonna be flies in the ointment, just like these fighters. It's always gonna be something, but we run into a lot of narcissists. And we run into a whole lot of people that like to gaslight. So this is just a little short portion for the gaslighting. Something that if you degaff about anything I said about boxing, at least if you make it through this little initial curriculum portion, then you will walk away with something that might be able to benefit you in your personal life. And I ain't gonna charge you nothing for that, man. I just ask that you like, comment, and subscribe. And give a shout out, a salute, a good job, a attaboy to the small guys, man. The guys that keep you filled in on the information, give you different perspectives, give you nutritional value in between the big fights and in between the major voices and the soft couches. Ouchies. Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic that people with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, may use. But not all people with NPD are gaslighters. And not everyone who gaslight has NPD. That sounds like a riddle. Let me read that again. Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic that people with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, may use. But not all people with NPD are gaslighters, and not everyone who gaslights has NPD. Narcissism, a diagnosable personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance and need for admiration and a lack of empathy for others. Gaslighting, a form of psychological abuse that involves distorting the truth to make someone question their own thoughts. Gaslighting is one of the many manipulative behaviors that narcissists may use to achieve their goals. So these guys that be reaching these numbers and doing some of them, a lot of them, your personal life, the jerks, the idiots, you know what I'm saying? The narcissist. Some examples of gaslighting tactics include questioning someone's credibility, minimizing or denying things that happen, leaving out key facts. Man, that's the narcissist's favorite, man. They love to omit. I guess they figure addition by subtraction. You know what I'm saying? They act like if they forgot some shit or it ain't happened, then that's the narcissist, man. That's a survival tool, man, that they use, man. They forget pure facts, man. They deal in emotions and opinion. Some signs that you may be a victim of narcissistic gaslighting include feeling hopeless, depressed, joyless, worthless, or incompetent, feeling uncomfortable in social or community settings, isolating yourself, feeling like you're a shadow of your old self, feeling like you're constantly walking on eggshells around somebody. Man, y'all know how that is, man, when you feel like you always on eggshells. Yikes! Constantly second guessing yourself. Gaslighting is one of many manipulative behaviors that narcissists may employ to achieve their goals of control, validation, and dominance. But it's not entirely of narcissism itself. It's also important to note that not all individuals who engage in gaslighting behavior are necessarily narcissists. Not all. Just the last part, and I'm going to let it go. Narcissism, on the other hand, refers to a broader personality trait or personality disorder characterized by, listen up, self-centeredness, lack of empathy, excessive need for validation, and antagonism. The need to gaslight is born out of these characteristics as a way to preserve a narcissist's inflated and grandiose ego. Gaslighting is just one way that narcissistic individuals might manipulate others, but it's not the entirety of narcissism itself. Do all narcissists use gaslighting? While gaslighting is a manipulation tactic commonly associated with narcissistic individuals, not all narcissists use gaslighting. Gaslighting is just one of many manipulative behaviors that narcissists. So listen, man, when they gaslight you, that's just one of many manipulative behaviors by the narcissist. They got so many of them. Gaslight is just one. Yikes. That narcissists may employ to achieve their goals of control, like Janet, validation, and dominance, but it's not the entirety of narcissism itself. Man, if that's not going to benefit you in boxing conversations, I'm willing to place a small wager that it will benefit you in your personal life. It's also important to note that not all individuals who engage in gaslighting behavior are necessarily narcissists. People with other personality traits or disorders, so they could be fucked up in a whole different way. Oh man, because you could be narcissist and something else. I don't know what's worse, man. Sheesh. Such as those with antisocial or borderline traits might also engage in gaslighting. Gaslighting can also happen unintentionally or from a place of wanting to be right rather than wanting to control another person. Like, so some of them is just, some of us is really just wanting to be right. So since when we talk about conversation, a lot of people online, they just want to be right. And they might be right to a certain, extent, but they're not really necessarily trying to control anybody else. So whether that's in boxing conversations or your personal life, that might help. Narcissistic cycle of abuse. Relationships with narcissists individuals often follow similar patterns. While each relationship is unique, there are common dynamics and stages that tend to emerge when dealing with a narcissist. One common pattern is often referred to as narcissistic cycle of abuse, or the idealized, devalue, discard cycle. I'm telling you, man, I swear some of these cats got flashcards out here. Some people live by this shit, y'all. Listen. One common pattern is often referred to as the narcissistic cycle of abuse, or the idealize, devalue, discard cycle. Do we see that in boxing or not? Do we see that in boxing or not? And salute to C-Dub, salute Body, salute C-Dub. In the beginning of the relationship, the narcissist love bombs you. Shower you with attention, affection, and praise. Oh, man, dang, man, you always keep the chat on fire, man. Oh, man, you always coming through with that John Blaze shit, man. Oh, man, you always keep it, man, listen, man, always positive vibes. Always, man, listen, man, every time you come through, it's nothing but, you know what I'm saying? Love bombing. Ultimate high praise. This is the idealization phase, as the narcissist portrays themselves as perfect partner, making you feel special and valued. So when you first come into the channel, oh man, salute, shout out, oh man, love, much respect, oh man, such and such is in the building, you know what I'm saying? Hey, subscribe to my such and such, oh man, check their channel out. That love bombing. That's what it's called, y'all, man. Like, come on, man. As the relationship progresses, as you keep calling in, as you keep coming back, and the narcissist has gained your trust, their behavior starts to change, and their true nature starts to show. I call that getting past the representative. Everybody has a representative. You got to get past that guy. If not, you're going to be dealing with split. This marks the beginning of the devaluation phase, y'all. This is the bad news, you know what I'm saying? Especially in boxing conversation. You know, when you came across that channel, you never thought you'd be hitting that unsubscribe button. You never thought you'd be sitting up there saying, "Oh, don't recommend this channel." You never thought you'd be hitting that dislike button. You never thought you would spend money to express your disdain. During this phase, they may become critical. Everything you say, dismissive. Hey, they discounting and dismissing everything you say, and emotionally abusive. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're getting emotionally abused online, I don't know, man. Maybe you shouldn't be online. I don't know. But as far as personal life, that should have preached. Boxing, hey, if you're getting emotionally abused online, when it come down to talking boxing, man, do some film study. You know what I'm saying? Go do some film study. You know, you shouldn't be getting emotionally abused online. This is where they begin to engage in gaslighting and other manipulative tactics to belittle you. Oh, man, you ain't shit. Oh, you don't know shit about boxing, man. Here you go. And undermine your self-esteem. I'm talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's not Wednesday, but I'm talking to somebody. You may notice that their behaviors are unusual, hurtful, and confusing. but you might feel unsure whether they are considered gaslighting. Like, yeah, your favorite content creator, he ain't looking right, man. You know how on the movies, like on what was the big one? Walking Dead. You know how when everybody running and y'all battling the zombies, man, and y'all, you know, it's a close call where y'all slide under that garage door, y'all barely make it over, you know what I'm saying? And there you do an inventory and you look around, you're like, all right, okay, cool. Mike, he cool. Okay, Kurt, he cool. Chuck, he cool. Cookie, she cool. And you look down at your other man and you like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You see they got bit. Yeah. That feeling, man, that's the feeling. You may notice that their behaviors are unusual. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker starting to look and sound unusual. You know what I'm saying? Who you been hanging with, man? Did you join the membership? You paying dues somewhere, brother? Come clean. Don't lie. Acting unusual, hurtful, and confusing. But you might feel unsure whether they are considered gaslighting. The behavior can be subtle. It's like these little things, you know what I'm saying? Like me, myself, and Irene, I notice patterns. I notice when people behavior change. I know when I start feeling this different energy. So it's important to pay close attention to their words. That's what I'm trying to master. So I always say I'm a student of everything, but I am trying to master paying attention to what words people say out of their mouth and actions, and how they make you feel. So whatever feelings they invoke, when they say whatever they say, pay attention to that. Don't ignore it. That's the red flag, especially in boxing conversations. Eventually, the narcissist may grow bored or dissatisfied, or they may have found a new source of validation. During the discard phase, the narcissist will abruptly discard you. You know what? I don't give a fuck if you're a member. I don't care how much you donated to the channel. Get the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, don't even call back no more. You like, what? I've been a member. I know I've been kicking out at least $10, $20, $30 a week. You know what I'm saying? You know, that shit add up over time. You know what I'm saying? Wealth principle. Wealth principle. Often without explanation or closure. They'll kick you off the fucking cliff. Don't even tell you why they did it. After they discard you, the narcissist may attempt to come back into your life. Yikes! They're gonna come back, y'all. Like them zombies, man. I thought I killed y'all, motherfucker. Like, what? How'd you? This phase is called hoovering. They might use tactics like apologizing. You know, my bad, man. I was tripping, dog. You know how I get over this box and shit. Promising change. Like, you know, I'm getting better, man. I'm working on myself. I'm retooling. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching my positive motivation, man. I've been getting in tune with Malcolm X and the ancestors and all that. Or rekindling the idealization phase to regain control over you. So they're going to go back to square one. Narcissists are very good at that. Go right back to square one. The cycle often repeats itself with the narcissist oscillating between idealization and devaluation. So 1 minute you up, 1 minute y'all good, next minute you down, y'all bad. God damn, make up your mind. Keeping you emotionally off balance and dependent on them. I hear callers, I see callers, I hear people calling in, man, seeking validation. They get what I call teeter-tottered. If that's happening to you in your personal life, man, cut them motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? If that's happening out here on these boxing streets, man, just recognize what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? This is chestnut checkers. I think I'm going to stop there, man, because I can go on and on, man. This shit will preach forever, man. This shit will preach forever, man. You know, I'm going to stop there. I just like for some people to walk away with something, man. Not just some bullshit. Now, you might hear a couple opinion or two here down the road with me in this boxing shit when I get off into it. But I like to at least have you walk away with some shit, being enlightened, something that might impact you in your personal life that you can bloom with. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can identify with. You know, that's what we always do, man. We put shit in our rucksacks and we keep marching on. You feel me? I had C-Dub laughing. Eric, good evening, my brother. Eric Morales, Torado, saludos. Eric. Yeah, you talking to me. I've been lied on, call me a troll. You might pull up today. Caught you a little late. What are the odds? Anyone out there know? I'm going to get into him. Hey, buddy, you saying facts. I appreciate that. I'm going with Beterbiev, but no money if he's the favorite. So back to what are the odds? Hello, Mr. Rogers. Do you know? Yeah, I'm going to get into it. I'm about to get into it right now, man. You know, I like to get into the little... I'll take my time, man. I go with the vibes. You know the vibes, man. I take my time. The truth is, and when I looked this up on FanDuel, because I was like, dang, because I still have 15 in my FanDuel account. You know what I'm saying? Something that I can play with at any point in time. If I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot, and it's just right on there. I don't have to load nothing up. I keep a little 15. So if I see a crazy odd, like what's the odd that's happening, you know what I'm saying? I keep a little something over there just to be able to sprinkle something on it. But I'm going into FanDuel now and I'm looking at what they got going on. So I'm at the mercy of how fast this site goes. And it act a little finicky sometimes. But when I looked at it, I'm gonna go over it. Let's get into it. My man Eric want to know, man. He like, I want to know right now. 877 cash now. I got you, man. I got you, man. But this is what we talking about, man. Odds on favorite, right? I got my man Eric, man. He say, man, fuck all that psychology bullshit, man. Get on with the program, man. Anybody come here to hear you be a doctor, man? I want to know about them odds, cuz. You understand, Mike? You listen, I'm going to tell you, right? I'm waiting for it to load, man. It just verified my location, man. Location is verified. As I proceed to give you what you need. Listen, this was so odd. When you go up, most of the time they'll have the regular odds, like they'll have Beterbiev on one side, they'll have Bivol, and then they'll have like money line. You know, they'll have like three straight bets. They don't even have those on FanDuel right now. Like the very first thing you look up, it says shows you the time of the fight. It's 6 p.m., right? And then it says boxing special, and it goes straight from the plus 2000s to the plus 4900s, and it start off with a 4+ knockdowns in a fight at a plus 2300. There are no, like right now on this app, unless they're gonna wait to the night of, unless they're gonna wait to the day of, and this is very, very telling, y'all. Y'all gotta read between the lines. You know why they're doing this? Because it's so crazy, man. We can go back on YouTube and you can check me, you know what I'm saying? But I know I just, as early as what, yesterday or the day before, was it yesterday? It was recent. I know it was after the other day when I did the first video. When I did this first video, right, before I changed it and I swapped it around, and I said, listen, I read that article and I was talking about all the things that Bivol's baby mama was out here in the news saying, you know what I'm saying? You know how nasty and trifling and hood and ghetto and just fucked up baby mamas can be, right? You know how that can be, right? Yeah, she came out and did that, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna step in that bullshit. I'm not even gonna get it, because you already know how messy and nasty and trifling they can be. So I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna make a judgment. But she did come out and divulge how much injuries he had, right? You know, I've seen more videos here recently about how much injuries and whether they both for 100%. That's why I say, man, listen, if you in here, man, and you be listening, you be watching, support the channel. Because even when I gave my epilogue about it, and I was saying, listen, man, when I heard Captain Egghead, come out and say that this fight didn't have any U.S. implications, there were no U.S. implications. Y'all remember when I was talking about Captain Egghead, the masturbator, all self-glowingly and praises one of the narcissists. I think we're dealing with a three-headed monster right now, man. But I'll get into that later, man. At first, I thought it was just good cop, bad cop. They flipping a coin. We might be dealing with a tetrahedron. You know what I'm saying? Don't quote me on that. But when I came out and I said he don't know what the fuck he talking about, because this fight is a much-awaited fight. This fight is undisputed. This has the biggest implications. The illustration, when I was asking whether or not Sugar Daddy Sheik, when I was asking whether or not Sugar Daddy Sheik and Eddie Hearn was making American great again, they got the message misconstrued. As if I was shitting on all the fights that they make. I said, no, over here on Body Work, the fruits and veggies, not that Reggie, we keep tracks of balls going in holes, soccer balls going in goals. It's binary. Did you smash or not? Is it one line or not? Did the ball go in the hole or not? Like, did you hit the free throw? Is it or not? Do we live to shoot another day? They got that misconstrued as if I was just shitting on Turkey and them all together. I said, no, my friends, my friend. Yeah, listen to what I'm saying, my friend. I be talking about them coming over and picking manicured talent and then taking them across the pond and setting them up for failure, giving them a bag to either put them up on a shelf and to hijack or to roadblock other fights and not getting them to fight the fights that they want. But I was very truthful and honest in saying that this fight right here had major implications. Why? Because David Benavidez might get the winner. We know the talented Mr. David Morrell is following David Benavidez, right? We know that Anthony Yarde, his stock has gotten so high. It's so high right now. It has bloomed. It has blossomed. And I said, well, you know what I'm saying? Any egghead out here that done mastered debate is out here telling you that this fight right here didn't have any U.S. implications. Don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? They don't know shit about boxing. They're politicians, man. They're going to sway you left and right. I said, don't get caught up in that, because we got caught up in this with the divide and conquer strategy, man. Let's stop doing that. We should like all of these guys on their own merit. Any guy we mention, we should like them on their own merit, and we should be able to call their praises, and we should be able to fairly criticize them right across the board. Not too high, not too low. Just keeping it even Steven. And when they deserve a salute, we salute. That's how we did in the Army. If your rank dictated and if you was dictated, you get a salute. We gave you one. It was mandatory. Well, when I came on and did that video and I said, listen, man, if it was all about belts and legacy, because people will hijack a conversation and say somebody like Gervonta Tank Davis ain't done shit and his legacy ain't this and it's not that and all that. I'm like, okay, here you go with that legacy talk. But when did your favorite content creator talk about anybody that had a belt? Because right now, Tank Davis is the only one getting ready to fight a champion, and ain't nobody talking about champions. Richardson Hitchens getting ready to fight a champion. Tank Davis getting ready to fight a champion. Keyshawn Davis, he getting ready to fight a tough opponent, a contender. We don't know what's going on with Kid Austin. Abdullah Mason staying active. Shushu just fought. It wasn't for a title. Shakur was getting ready to fight. It wasn't for a title. Devin Haney, he don't want to go back and get his belt, his title. He went over asking Liam P.R.O for $4 million to get his title, but he's not fighting. His biggest battle was in court. So I say, miss me with that legacy shit when you want to get online talking about boxing and, oh man, you always want to bring, oh man, listen, because this guy, man, he's lenient and this and that. No, you wasn't saying that lenient shit when Teofimo Lopez fought Steve Claggett. No, you was playing the numbers game like they do with these ranking systems where you can look at anybody in the top 15, pick whoever you want, and then when the media press your ass, you're going to be like, oh man, well listen, man, he is in the rankings, man. Listen, man, you can't, because listen, you pull up some shit from back in 2018 and say, oh man, listen, man, when Adrian Broner was getting ready, listen, man, that guy was, come on, man, you pull some shit out your ass. So I said, listen, why ain't nobody talking about this fight? So go back and look at the thumbnail on this and go look at how many videos was done on this fight after I did this. Go back and look at how many people did shorts since my last short who don't normally do shorts. Go back, do your homework, do your research. I seen a short from the Zone on Beterbiev and Bivol. You know what I'm saying? So don't underestimate. That's why I say when you come over here and you speak your mind and you get your thoughts across, you are going to be heard. Whether you're going to get credit for it or not, speak your thoughts, speak your piece, chime in. They are listening, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. Look at how many videos, but in that video, I said, listen, man, going into this, what's so interesting about this fight is that we don't know if either one of them are 100. And then somebody just came out, yesterday or the day before, talking about, do we even know if Bivol is 100? We not going to act like we're not going to acknowledge Bivol's injuries. I'm like, man, say you a fan of the channel without saying you a fan of the channel. Then somebody called into a speaker box and said, oh, man, just by the way, the last 3 fights, man, Beterbiev, he was injured. Oh, okay. Say you're a fan of the channel without saying you're a fan of the channel. We know that. That's why I said the interesting nuances of these fights was the fact that these guys are not 100%. And neither one of them are spring chicken. What's the separator? What's the common denominator? Bivol is known as a boxer. And Beterbiev is known as the puncher, who's more like a boxer puncher now, but people look at him as a knockout artist because he gotten rid of everybody. He gets all of the praise. And again, I say, somebody like Tank Davis, he's only 7 points away from this guy being a knockout artist, and everybody rests their laurels on Beterbiev because he's a knockout artist and don't give the little guy Tank, who's 7 points behind, that as a knockout artist. Those goalposts get moved. What I'm trying to say is right now is just the other day when I first broke this open, that Bivol, when it comes down to boxing and his boxing IQ and staying disciplined with his stamina and, mainly just being disciplined, that he stands the best chance of winning this fight. Why? Because he's fought against people with power. We're going to look at the resumes. He's fought against power, but it's because of his technique and his discipline. His technique and his discipline is what allows him to actually do that. All right, so I want to show y'all something and we can actually talk about it. But this is the topic of today. Odds on favorite. Right now, the odds on favorite is Beterbiev. But don't get swiped up. Don't get swept up in your favorite content creators bullshit when you're trying to paint it in whoever's greasing his mitts and, you know what I'm saying, putting that battery in his back to say whatever the fuck they said about it. Don't get caught up in all that. This is the closest thing that we're going to see to a 50-50 fight, bro. This is the closest thing we're going to see to a 50-50 fight than we've seen in years. And the buzz ain't around it because people playing that political bullshit game say, oh, man, I don't know, man, because listen, man, neither one of them from America, man. And then they'll play that game. When it come down to anyway, oh man, he need to come over here, man. All he do is stay over there, man. Like, come on, man. Pick a side, man. These guys contradict themselves every other day. All I'm saying is, man, this is the closest to a 50-50 fight that we have seen. Earl and Bud was supposed to be But going into it, you know what I'm saying, we thought it was, but it really wasn't. This is the closest thing to a 50-50 fight that we are going to see in a minute. I got maybe a couple. I have maybe a couple. I maybe got like 2 other fights that I think maybe was 50-50 when they actually went down. You know, but this is the closest thing we're actually going to see. And since these are my guys, man, I want to show y'all something, man, before I come out. Even though it's my video, at that point in time, before I had my little thing going on with the music, you know what I'm saying, I used the free music that YouTube offered. At that time, I was using it. So I got to put this up, and in there, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and show credit where it's due as far as the music at the time when I did this video. You did? So let me get that. And now that I got that, let me do this here. And after this, we gonna open it up, man. I'm gonna get your opinions on it. There are no odds. There are no straight up odds. That's why I think, and it's because, case in point, the reason why it's that is because they don't know if this fight gonna get across the finish line, man. People do not know. They are scared shitless that this fight might not make it to the deadline, man, because these guys are not 100%. And I'm looking at FanDuel. But this fight is not 100%. They don't know if it's going to get across the line, so you don't even see the right options when you're betting because they don't know if it's going to make it there. They don't know. They're not certain, man. We hoping, we got our fingers crossed, man. That's why I was like, man, I ain't going to jinx it. I didn't talk about it for the long because I said, man, listen, I got all hype when it came down to Virgil, Ortiz, and the Monster Stan Giannis. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I was all hype about the Jermell Charlo and Castaño. That got pushed back. You know, I was getting so hyped. But let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and play this for y'all, man. And then I'm gonna get down to business. All right, we're gonna get down to business. Welcome to Body Work.
Please fasten your seatbelt.
I'm here, y'all. I'm here. So the link is out. There are no real odds-on favorite. People are trying to act like Beterbiev has this, blah blah blah. But it is true that he has been injured. He was the reason why this fight got pushed back. He is the older gentleman. He is the one that hasn't been as active as Bivol, even though Bivol hasn't been all that active after the Canelo fight, but he's got in work. He was the matador. Within a year's time frame, he exposed Canelo and Gilberto Zerto Ramirez. After that, Gilberto Zerto Ramirez messed up a fight with Gabe Rosado, blue weight. Every time you look at him, and he was the big bite, he was the hype. See, this is why I be saying doing business with when it comes down to Oscar De La Hoya and doing business with Oscar De La Hoya. And you can't guarantee anything because he had Virgil for the longest time. He had Ryan. He finally let Ryan off the leash. But if you think about it, Ryan was saying if you want to give him any credibility, you know what I'm saying? If you want to listen to what Ryan says, Ryan said that he pushed for that fight. So it was known that Oscar was going to try to hold and call him for a little while longer, but Ryan pushed for that fight with Tank. So he actually got that on. That was of his own doing. But then when you look at Virgil just kind of came off the leash because we kept waiting for the Stanyanas. He was waiting and maneuvering because people wanted to see him in boots. They wanted to see them get it on. Those used to be the two. Then when you look at Gilberto Zerto Ramirez, he popped this cherry, and then Bivol went over there and made that dude look pedestrian. He ain't looked the same since. He hasn't been disciplined since. But Bivol messed his head up. And then when you look at Jaime Munguia just broke his cherry. That's why I say, because I was looking at look at Jaime Munguia's record, and then let's take off his last two fights. Let's take off the fight he just had and the fight with Canelo. I was saying, if you look at this dude's resume, why is Tank getting all this press, and what he gonna do when everybody's giving Jaime Munguia all this praise for what he did and his record and where he stood? I was like, what is that, man? We're not gonna keep it a buck. We're not gonna keep it honest. So Jaime Munguia just broke his cherry, and after the Canelo fight, he left Oscar De La Hoya. But up until then, Oscar wasn't just free flowing and just freely giving out his people. He wasn't. So we land here with this fight. It's getting ready to go down. And neither one of them, I don't think either one of them are 100. People are banking on the fact that Beterbiev and his knockout ratio and all that, even though they don't use that same logic when it comes to Tank. Bivol has shown that his boxing IQ and everything that he does, he's consistent. I think I've seen probably the most 12 rounders where he gonna go 12 and dominate them all, where it ain't really nothing, and he gonna neutralize pretty much everything you got because he's so disciplined. And he showed that with the Canelo fight when Canelo was like, "Come on, man," like sucking him, inviting him in to come on, and Bivol was like, "Nah," you know what I'm saying? Like, "Nah, come on, man, I'm just gonna keep feeding you this jab, and that's gonna be that until you do it, because I'm winning this handily." And they almost tried to rob him for it, but he did it so casually. He made it look easy. And it was point in time when you actually look at it, you're like, what happened if Bivol would have actually stepped on the gas? He took some time off. Politics had got in the way because, remember, Russian politics got in the way of that fight. You know what I'm saying? So we give Turkey Sheik for bringing it to the table and bringing it to the forefront, but somebody else was going to make that fight happen. But again, Russian politics got in the way of that fight. So we do give Sugar Daddy Sheik credit for actually getting it on. And yes, it's a very pivotal fight for American boxing, even though they don't include American boxers. You know what I'm saying? That's the message, man. That is the message. Let's see. I'm still in PR. Back to NYC by my mom. Says hello. We'll be 92 on the 16th, but she's waiting for the odds. Yeah, they're not. I think they're gonna be out probably Friday, but right now they're not. Right now they're not. But yeah, salute Eric and salute to Mom Dukes, man. 92, man. That's wonderful, man. That's something to be celebrated, man. That's life right there, man. That's a full one right there. His twin, salute body work, salute everybody. C-Dub, the master debater. Yeah, Champion Sports Box. Champs. I gave you a shout out. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday's episode, man. You had to be there. It was either yesterday. I think it was it last night's episode? I think it was yesterday's episode, champ. Go back and look at that, man. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? If you was in there, I know you would have been tripping. You know, but good to see you in the building. You know what I'm saying? As always, much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you in the building. But that's it. That's it, man. I know people ain't gonna be jumping for joy with this one. You know, I just really wanted to go over that narcissism piece because those are the guys that actually have the conversations right now around boxing. Those are the ones that got boxing by the cojones, if you know what I mean. So, you know, I just wanted to come on and let everybody know that don't get too high, don't get too low. This is a 50-50 fight, and they secretly waiting. They like, you know what I'm saying? We hope this get across, like we hope, because listen, we thought we was gonna get a little, you know, even though people was a little disappointed in the Shakur stuff, right? In the selection of opponent, even though people were still, you know what I'm saying, looking to see Shakur on that card. So when that dropped out, they were like, oh man, and then, you know, so they resorted to saying, who else on the card? Like, we went over it on this channel. Who else on the card? So we got to do like everybody else. Hear everybody work. We got to do like everybody else. We gotta keep our fingers crossed. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be, you know, we gotta look up to the boxing gods and hope that this fight get across the finish line. That's what everybody waiting for, and I think that's what they waiting for, the odds. If some more odds come out, I'm like, man, which one of these crazy ass odds? I might lock in one of these crazy ass odds for like $15 on some old $15 might get me 200,000 or something. You know, I might do something like that just because. Before the real odds, and then, you know, place one when the real odds come out. But there are no real odds. People are going to try to sway you left and right and play ping pong because they don't have any real dialogue around the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because they're really not big fans of either one of them. It's just politically correct to like this fight. You know what I'm saying? Hardcores like this fight. Hardcores know that if you sign up and you buy this, you buy this or support this and you get this, this is what matters. If you're a legacy, if you all, oh man, legacy, man, this guy ain't did nothing for legacy. If you one of them legacy guys, then you would be spitting and spewing out everything they need to know about this fight, and nobody's really doing that. It's popular right now, so people chiming in, people stealing, people researching all that. I'm not gonna give them nothing. I'm just gonna keep showing and proving, and probably I might wait till the weigh-in before I actually chime in. That might be the next time, unless something else come out. I'm not gonna get caught up in the spicy talk outside. I'm not gonna get too swayed, too high. I'm not gonna bet the house on Beterbiev just because everybody, you know, got on knee pads, and that's the popular thing to say. You know, I did hear that it wasn't no rematch in this fight, but this may be a trilogy, depending on how this goes, because I don't see nobody getting knocked out in this fight. I don't see nobody getting knocked out in this fight. Not from what I seen when I seen Marcus Brown and Beterbiev. When I seen the way Marcus Brown did it, I already knew. And that was a minute ago. Marcus Brown, he just caught him at a stage where his internal motor wasn't there, but he was outboxing the shit out of Beterbiev early on in that fight. You know what I'm saying? You don't think Bivol seen that? You don't think Bivol seen that? You know what I'm saying? Champion Sports Boxing is going to be a good fight, not getting the attention it deserves. Right? It's not. They're microwaving it. They're fluffing it up. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing, but real hardcore, the people that know about it, they really got their fingers crossed, hoping that this fight get across the finish line, because neither one of them are 100. They haven't been active in the business of boxing. They wasn't going to let nothing get in the way of this actually happening. Turkey Al-Sheikh made it happen, and this is a very fight. I think that even if they were both 75%, they're going to make this fight. They just going to do it. It's just like when Earl had that torn retina. He was going to get in the ring, rain, sleet, or snow. They at that point now. I think Beterbiev, it came down to the point where he wasn't gonna get in there with Bivol, where you need to be able to move. You need to be able to capitalize on distance. You know, you need to be able to have your lateral movement. Coming off of a meniscus tear, trying to get in there with Art, the one who goes back and forth with Shakur defensively, but has the edge over Shakur offensively because he let his hands go. He's taller, longer, a natural at his weight class with significant power, because if you make a mistake, he can catch you and put you down. Don't get it twisted. Beterbiev just got a, you know what I'm saying, he got that iron jaw. He got a beard. He got a chin. What up, body work? First time here. Real Malachi Ross boxing. Salute. I appreciate it, man. We just chopping it up, man. This is just another stake in the ground. I'm telling people, don't get too overswayed by what people are saying about this fight and getting crazy money everywhere. A lot of people are hoping that this fight actually gets across the finish line. They got their fingers crossed, and a lot of people are embellishing and doing this and this and that, but they haven't sat and watched these guys fight. Why? Because they're not American fighters. And then we just heard Captain Egghead say that this fight don't have any American implications. You remember that meme with that little baby? Bullshit. Bullshit. That little baby, y'all know that little baby that look like a little baby Macaulay Culkin. Bullshit. Why? Because David Morrell and David Benavidez are there. You know what I'm saying? And even if they are the old lions, man, in the old guard, the young lions, man, they try to eat the old guard, man. That's prime. If they get back active, we don't know if we're going to get a trilogy. We don't know. People just hoping that they get across the finish line. But for all these people that, oh man, I'm so much legacy. Where your videos at? Tell us how it's gonna happen. Don't be no hindsight of 2020 looking at us after the fight talking about, yeah, man, I knew, cause yeah, I had told y'all, yeah, cause I told you the Bivol, man, he got one of the best jabs in boxing, man. You know, tell us some shit we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Elaborate. You know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not sure who will win this fight. It's 50-50. Exactly. You might know a little something about boxing, man. Subscribe to the channel. Man. This is what we do, man. We put stakes in the ground. We try to highlight the fighter, their physical capabilities. You know, we try not to get off into the outside of the ring stuff unless it involves making these fights. And we try to substantiate everything by facts. I think the only thing I needed to do for the purpose of this video, since I showed that other video, was to do this. I gotta do justice by it. Where is it at? Only thing I really gotta do before, and thanks for everybody who contributed to the channel, man. A like, a comment, a super chat, a share. We appreciate all of that. But that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I just gotta do this because it's like I've been experiencing something to where like every time I do a video and then I do the monetization portion, they'll make it like limited. They'll make it limited, and I have to do a review. And every time I do a review, they say, "Oh yeah, it was good." I'm like, "Why do you do that when the momentum is already stopped on the video?" So I don't know, man. I'm not gonna sit on I'm not gonna sit on no couches, y'all, man. I'm not gonna, I'm not opening up no crazy doors, man. I just want what's mine, man. Like, come on, why I gotta keep submitting these reviews and then they come through like, "Oh yeah, it was ad suitable." I'm like, duh, I knew it was ad suitable when I did it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Weird little situation, man. So, this the only thing I gotta do, y'all. Just because I played that video on here, I gotta do this. You gotta play. So you said maybe Friday, Saturday odds will change. Thanks again. Yeah, I'll keep you updated. And short and soon. I'll even put it in the community tab, man. As soon as I know. As soon as I know, Eric, I'll put it in the community tab. I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know in the community tab. But let me see something. Let me share this with y'all real quick. This is where the credit is right here. Right here. Lethal Weapon was that guy, even though people be knowing how to find it. You know what I'm saying? When I was using that free stuff back when I did the video. So the credit for the music in that video is right here. Golovak Vladimir. Obviously, me and him got, good taste in music because at that chosen time, I chose to use that for that. That's why I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do around here. So. But that's it. That's it, y'all, man. Any last questions, man, before we get ready to close out? Any last questions? Anything on anybody's mind, man? We got to try to stay positive about boxing, man. People would come in and try to mess your energy up and try to throw you off azimuth and try to get you, you know what I'm saying? Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive. Boxing is in a good place. It's all in a matter of perspective. But if nobody had anything, I appreciate everybody who came through, man. If you catching this on the playback, holler at me. Talk to me. I talk back. I try to keep these around an hour if you catching it so it's easy listening, something that might be able to get you, you know what I'm saying, on your way home from work or while you're running your errand, going, doing whatever you're doing, working out or whatever, man. It's just an alternative to what everybody's saying. This is fact-based content, not opinion-based. Fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. But anyways, thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, Rex? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to